y'all. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's talk about Married to Medicine. This is season 9. I want to say this is episode like 5. I feel like it is 5 because y'all know it'd be down at the below. But not much happened in this episode, but it was cute. So let's get to it. It opens up and we're still at the axe throwing place where Kieran and Eugene are still going back and forth. And my thing is, I get it. Everybody thought it was funny, but it's easy for people to say it's funny when you're not the butt of the joke. Like, that's just what we're going to have to call a thing and a spade a spade. It's easy to make fun of somebody or tell somebody to get over something when you're not the person that it's directed towards. Now, like I told y'all, it didn't hit for me. I did get a little cute chuckle out of it, but it didn't go off the way like I think Kieran and Anila thought it was going to go off. Like, it didn't hit like when Greg and Needy dressed up. It will never hit that way. So I was just kind of like, yeah. I also think the way Kieran apologized was trash. And y'all know I love me some Kieran because I love how sarcastic he is. But don't apologize and be like, oh, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. But I still thought it was funny. Like, you could have just been like, you know what? I'm sorry. Even though I thought it was funny, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings in that way. My bad. And Eugene kind of turned his back to him and was just like, you know what, bro, whatever. And he was just like, well, Kieran's like, why can't we just have a conversation? Like, you don't need to do that. And Eugene is basically like, I know where I stand with you because I've never done anything towards you in malice. So for you to do that to me, it really hurt. And I think that's just showcased and broadcast the light on Eugene and Toya's situation. That one, Eugene is embarrassed and his pride is hurt or wounded at the fact that everyone thinks he probably can't take care of his family, or they're constantly in financial issues. Like, for men, especially black men, and because they are taught like provide, protect, and do all that stuff, it probably does mess with him. There's a lot more that you need to do for your family, but we know that's what it is. And I feel like this could be a situation that could be easily resolved if, one, y'all stop living beyond your means. Like, you make a decent amount of money where you could probably live where y'all were staying at that first home. You could have stayed. What was the reason for leaving? Like, legit, what was the reason for leaving? Like, did you leave because no, not even because. It makes people look at y'all funny. And Eugene being so angry to me makes me feel like there's a lot more going on in the Harris's household that we know about, because he got very frustrated and his feelings were really hurt, because it's just kind of like, why did you flip that home for $1 million? That home probably could have gone for way more. Are you using that $1 million to pay somebody off? Are you paying off debts? Are you trying to pay down a debt? Like, what is it? Because there's definitely ways that y'all could live this lavish lifestyle without having to constantly move. It's annoying. It really is annoying. So Damon chimes in, and Damon's like, he says this Bible verse where he was like, we all have like a plank in our eye. And I guess it's the Bible verse is like, you can't really condemn somebody or cast somebody out that has a speck in their eye when you have a plank in your eye, something like that. I probably butchered it so badly, but basically saying that, like, all of y'all's wives had said something. Damon said all of y'all's wives had said something very negative about me, and I just roll with it. So y'all should be able to roll with it too. And then Eugene kind of says, you know what? I'm over it. He's like, I'm over it. He said, after hearing this and after us talking and thinking about it, I'm going to just let it go. And we just going to move forward. They get to axe throwing and having a good time. We then have this scene where Jackie was being messy, where she invited Heavenly Simone to her office to have lunch together, but didn't tell Simone or Heavenly that either one was coming. And Simone was like, sis, you're trying to expedite the Golden Girls when we still need to work on this dual friendship we got here right now. So they decide that they're going to do a trip to Vegas, invite everybody. Simone is like, how are we going to invite everybody, especially when everybody's not cool with Heavenly? So we find out that Quad and Heavenly spoke. They spoke at the Halloween party, so they should be good. Toya and Heavenly talked, and Heavenly apologized the day before, but we know things ain't good for them. with them. If you go on Twitter, especially go to All About the Teas page, and I'll put like the name of the page on Instagram. On her page, she actually had screenshots of Heavenly and Toya going back and forth on the 5th. And they was both calling each other bitches, dumb, stupid. They was going back and forth. So we know they not good. We know they not good. We then see that Heavenly also texted Contessa, but in Contessa's mind, it really doesn't mean anything because Heavenly will text you and then act funny, or get to acting brand new when you get in front of the group. So she was like, does the text really mean anything? But they invite everybody and they're all gonna go. We then get this scene of Anila showing up to Kieran's office after hours with the bottle of liquor was about this big, a liquor with the kids, and she's toting the kids along. And y'all, Anila, you know what? I will say this, and like I said on Twitter, Ms.Gomez was a single mother. She was out here being a single parent, taking care of Anila's 2 kids. Because Anila acts like she was not involved in their their rearing or their upbringing once she popped them out. Because her being constantly annoyed by them, I'm just like, Anila, did you not like pay attention? Like, were y'all not walking side by side with Ms. Gomez? Like, as she was like taking care of your children? Or was it like she came over, you kissed them in the morning, ate breakfast with them, and then you went to work? Like, this is it's weird. It's weird. That's why Ms. Gomez honestly had no issue dipping out. Because she was like, bro, I'm tired, and y'all are not paying me enough to be a single parent when I got kids of my own that I've raised to adulthood. I'm trying to be a nanny. I'm not trying to be another parent. Because it's giving very much that. Because she brings the kids to Kieran. She's trying to have a conversation with Kieran, but like her son is like playing with her hair, and she's like, it's really hard to have a conversation with them around. And I'm like, girl, it's really not, because I've seen my aunts, my uncles, my friends' parents, my cousins with their kids be able to have adult conversations in front of their kids, and the kids just know, like, when adults are talking about serious stuff or just certain conversations you're not going to be a part of, play your games, watch your TV, put your headphones on. It's just like, girl, why are you so annoyed by them? Like, it's giving very much like someone said on Twitter, Anila saw Kieran, saw that he was going to be about that life and have the coinage. She hopped on him, popped out some kids because maybe that's what he wanted. And now she just was like, I didn't want to raise them. I just wanted to give them to you. Because she's really like, And then someone even mentioned online, it's like, is all she feeding them is pizza? And I'm like, yeah, like, girl, you can't DoorDash them some good food, some Grubhub, some Uber Eats. Like, one of the girls like, oh, we eating pizza all the time. I'm like, Anila, I hope you not feeding them children pizza every day. They skin gonna get oily and nasty. Girl, and then just to bring that huge bottle of liquor, I was like, Anila, he's a doctor. Nobody wants a doctor that's doing plastic surgery to be drinking, okay? Even on and off the clock. Do that at the house, at the house, not in the vicinity of your work, like your job. Like, no, sis, no. She don't be thinking. And for her to be like, blogging is just picking up so much, I just don't have time. Well, make time for your kids, girl. They're here. Do it. I can't. Okay. So then we have this scene of Contessa and her trainer. I already told you I got a cousin who's bodybuilding. She just won like 2 awards, like 2 competitions. She did her thing. She be out here. That's why I'm like, I'm looking at Contessa like, you not taking this seriously. Because I had a family member who really be out here winning the competitions and awards. And so the trainer comes. It's crazy that her and the trainer have more chemistry than Scott and her, because not like they were like vibing, but she just seems more relaxed with other people around versus when Scott's around. Her daughter comes down. Her daughter is a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I like the little girl because, like I told you, she gives me very Louise from Bob's Burgers energy, but she's a lot. Like, her, like, pretending to, like, bite the man because she was mad he was throwing away her candy. I was like, you should be mad at your mama. not this man, because your mama is the one who decided to be a bodybuilder. He just doing his job. And her also being like, oh, she's gonna be upset that you touching me. Why? Why? Unless the man is like doing something inappropriate or harming you, why does she care that you being touched by somebody else? See, that's why I'm saying she's heard them like her and Scott be fighting in front of them kids. They definitely fight in front of them kids because the energy that little girl gives is very much, I've heard things that I probably shouldn't have heard at my age. But he tells her like, you're going to Vegas. The trainer's like, you're going to Vegas. Like, don't mess it up because you have a competition going up. He like tapes her. He tells her like, this is how much you need to lose, this, and this. And I'm like, if she wants to be serious about this, then like take it serious. But we know she's not gonna be serious because she was sitting there eating them potatoes. I can eat potatoes. You can't. You're trying to bodybuild, ma'am. So we then see, I think her name is Ajua. I think I'm saying that right. Is it Audrey? I don't know where the hell I got Ajua. But we see Audrey going to Heavenly's house. Her and Heavenly are clicked up. They're friends. I think she looked really pretty in the confessional. Like that, the high pony with the blush, the pink. Kind of like this color. She looked cute. But they're talking about all the things going on in Heavenly. Talking about the tea with Heavenly. It seems like it's a lot going on. We then get to the airport, and it was crazy because we find out that Simone and Jackie are going to be rooming together, and Heavenly's going to have a room by herself because they could only get 7 rooms, and like somebody was going to have to couple up in order for somebody to get their own room. And so Simone and Jackie are rooming in the presidential suite. That suite was fire. It was a nice suite. And Heavenly in her confessional talking about, Simone's a little more fragile than I am. I said, Heavenly, you're just as fragile, if not more. Heavenly gets very much cage aggressive. And I know I've explained this to you guys, a couple of times. But since my background is in animal science, and that's like what I'm in school for right now, she gives very much that. Like, if you don't know what it means like when you see certain dogs like at like the shelter, or even if you have a dog that like goes ballistic in the cage. Like, I mean, like hitting the cage, growling at you, like showing snarling and all of that stuff. But the moment you unlock the cage, they calm down and they go in the corner and they cower. That's what Heavenly gives me. Heavenly gives me that her bark is worse than her bite. Like, Heavenly can go toe to toe with you, but if you start to hit Heavenly like where it hurts, and that's the thing, I look at the ladies like, I would be talking about like Heavenly, like we know Heavenly is insecure about her looks. We know she is. She gave that when she first got on the show. We also know Heavenly has a horrible situation with her sister. I would talk about that if Heavenly really got on my nerves. It's like there's things you can hit Heavenly with. There are things you can hit Heavenly with. We can talk about Heavenly's insecurities about Damon always talking to other women. Especially when it doesn't even look like he's like messing around with other women or anything like that. You could talk about a lot of things with Heavenly. So it's like Heavenly gives very much like her bark is worse than her bite. Like the fact that she was already crying about Contessa lets me know her bark is worse than her bite. We see everybody on the planes. They finally get to Vegas, and Toya already being shady towards Anila and Audrey, talking about their cat suits, but Toya got on these ugly latex like leather boots. I'm like, Toya, you can't really talk about nobody's outfit because what you got on ain't that cute either, ma'am. So hush. They get to the presidential suite. Like I said, it's nice. Heavenly is like, no, like I want to stay here. Like, Simone, me and you can share a room. And Simone's like, no, we can't. They have a cute little moment where they hug on the bed. And because the presidential suite is cute. And I like the fact that it's like the rooms are on opposite sides of the room. Like you have like the den area, but Jackie's room is on this side. Simone's room's on this side. So it's not like they're up on each other. It was nice. It was really nice. They start playing Never Have I Ever. Toya really wants Jackie to drink. And everybody's like, Audrey jumps in and is like, why do you want her to drink? Like, if she doesn't want to drink, she doesn't have to drink. And Toya's like, girl, you just got here. Like, you're not being a good attorney. Because we find out that Audrey is an attorney. And she's like, you're not a really good attorney. But I think Toya was playing. But it's like the way she said it didn't come off that way. And you already being shady in confessionals. It's like, girl, it's not hitting the way you think it's hitting. Like, stop it, Toya. But my thing with it is like, Toya just doesn't like the fact that Jackie does get special treatment for certain things. And I think she just doesn't like that. Because Jackie does Jackie can get away with a lot more stuff than the other ladies because Jackie has this like matriarchal role in the group and she's supposed to be the leader or the mother of the group. A lot of things that Jackie has done, whether it be shady or outright wrong, people kind of like brush over it or kick it under the rug because Jackie is supposed to be the mother of the group. But I did think like if Jackie tells you more than once, like, girl, I'm not drinking, you don't got to force nobody to drink. I do think, like, girl, you in Vegas, like, you might as well drink a little bit. Get you a little mojito, a little spritz, a little, like, sangria. But you just constantly drinking water. Bye. They end up playing Never Have I Ever. They do Never Have I Ever Spanked My Kids. Never Have I Ever Had a Threesome. Never Have I Ever Had a Bad Credit Score. I think Never Have I Ever cheated on a boyfriend. It was a cute game. Everyone was laughing and having a good time. Contessa made it awkward when she was like, we can play, but I don't think everyone's going to be honest and transparent. And I'm like, Contessa, shut up, because you're not honest and transparent. In this feud that you're having with Heavenly, you don't want to talk about your marriage, so that's why you beefing with Heavenly. So is that very honest and transparent of you, Contessa? It's not, so shut up. As well as like Quad's confessionals are funny because they get on the whole thing about people sending, penis pics. And I've gotten penis pics sent to me. And you be like, I didn't ask for that. Why are you sending? Unless I ask for you, don't send it to me. I'm with Quad on that. Don't send me that unless we know each other and like we doing things. Like, I'm with her. Don't be sending me things I don't ask for. That's why people be staying out their DMs. They don't want none of that. But yeah, y'all, not much really happened this episode. I think the next episode is going to be interesting because it's going to be Audrey and Toya getting into it. And then we might get the fact when Toya popped her in the face. And I also think this, while they're in Vegas, we're going to have the feud between Contessa and Heavenly, like really going head to head. Like they might actually like try to throw hands. I'm more so on Contessa's side because Contessa gets very much like Contessa just gets very beefed up and angry, like she on roids or something like that, But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and drop down in the comments below. Deuces.